have it, the motion passed. New business.
Mr. Williams?
Okay, new business.
Yes, ma'am. We're requesting permission to hire Allen and Cultural as architect for the parking expansion at Fernando High School. If approved, that would increase the parking spaces by 92. We have 92 more parking spaces. And we'd like to get started June 1st and hopefully have it completed by June 15th of the weather work with us.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the use of Allen Moschel Architectural Services for the south parking expansion at Fernando High School.
I have a recommendation to hire Allen and Moschel, a PLLC, as architect for the south park expansion at Hernando High School. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? Second. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Permission to advertise for bids, South Park and Expansion, Hernando High School. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. We're seeking permission from the board to take bids on that south parking lot expansion that you just approved.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the advertising for bids for the south parking lot expansion at Fernando High School.
I have a recommendation to give Mr. Williams permission to advertise for bids for the South Park expansion in Hernando High School. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? Are there any questions or comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Bids for HVAC replacement Phase 1, Hernando High School, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. Bids were received for the HVAC replacement at Fernando High School on the 14th of February. And there were 2 bids received, and the low bidder was South Central Heating and Plumbing from Jackson. It's my recommendation to award the project to the low bidder, which is South Central Heating and Plumbing.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the bid for the HVAC replacement Phase 1 at Fernando High School.
I have a recommendation to accept the lowest and best bid from South Central Heating and Plumbing for HVAC replacement Phase 1 at Hernando High School. Do I have a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions?
March the 12th, since it's been approved, we'll give them permission to go forward. And they'll start ordering supplies. We won't be able to start work until they're out of school, so it'll be like May the 25th. And we're hoping that they'll have it done by the 27th of July.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Contractual agreement, South Central Heating and Plumbing, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. Requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with South Central Heating and Plumbing.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the contractual agreement with South Central Heating and Plumbing.
I have a recommendation to accept the contract with South Central Heating and Plumbing. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Bids for HVAC replacement Phase 2, Horn Lake Middle School, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. We had bids that we received on February 14th for Phase 2 of Horn Lake Middle School HVAC renovation. 2 bids were received. The lowest bidder was Accurate Air Company Incorporated. It's my recommendation to award the project to the low bidder, which is Accurate Air Company Incorporated. We'll be on the same timeline with this project as well.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid from Accurate Air Company for the HVAC replacement Phase 2 at Horn Lake Middle School.
I have a recommendation to accept the lowest and best bid from Accurate Air Company Incorporated. Do I have a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second? Do I have any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passed. Contractual agreement, Accurate Air Company Incorporated, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am, we're requesting the board's permission to enter into a contractual agreement with Accurate Air Company Incorporated.
Your recommendation, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the contractual agreement with Accurate Air Company Incorporated.
I have a recommendation to accept the contract agreement with Accurate Air Company for replacement of Horn Lake Middle's HVAC. This is phase 2. Do I have a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passed. Bids for renovation phase 2, Olive Branch Intermediate, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am, we received the bids for renovation project on the 15th. 4 bids were received. The apparent low bidder was C&M Builders Incorporated. They're from South Haven. This project will be on the same timeline as the others. We'll start as soon as school lets out, and then we'll move forward and hope that it's done by the end of July, I'm sorry. And it's my recommendation to award the project to the low bidder, which is C&M Builders.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid, C&M Builders for renovation phase 2 at Olive Branch Intermediate.
I have a recommendation to accept the lowest and best bid to C&M Builders Incorporated for renovation phase 2 at Olive Branch Olive Branch Intermediate, I'm sorry. Do I have this in a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second? Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passed. Contractual agreement, C&M Builders Incorporated, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am, requesting the board's permission to enter into a contractual agreement with C&M Builders Incorporated for the renovations at Olive Branch Intermediate School.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the contractual agreement with C&M Builders.
I have a recommendation to accept the contract agreement with C&M Builders Incorporated for the renovations to Olive Branch Intermediate Phase 2. Do I have this as a motion?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passed. Bids, sale of surplus property, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am, bids were opened on February 27th to sell surplus property for the district. It's my recommendation to accept the best bids from the above bidders and then declare lines number 3, 7, 8, 9, and 10 as salvageable, as there were no bids on those line items.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the best bids for the sale of surplus property.
I have a recommendation to accept the best bid for each piece of surplus property. Do I have this as a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passed. Request to pay for stolen cell phone at Center Hill High School, Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. If you remember at the last meeting, I brought up there were 2 students who had phones misplaced, and we addressed that issue with our employee. This student couldn't get the documentation necessary to be on the last board meeting, so they just got the information in. So the high school is requesting to pay Jalen Johnson $168 to replace the stolen cell phone.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the payment for the stolen cell phone at Center Hill High School.
I have a recommendation to pay for the stolen cell phone at Center Hill High School. Do I have this in a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion passed. Statement of Revenue and Expenditures, January 2018, Ms. Graves.
Our general fund revenues received so far through FY18 through through January are $125,373,953. Overall, compared to our total budgeted general fund revenues of $228,018,370, we're at 55%. If you compare that to last year, we are almost identical. We're about $800,000 higher this year than we were at this time last year, so we're just about mirroring last year. For all funds received, that looks a little differently. It's $144,889,424 as compared to last year of $155 million, give or take. Most of that is due to we had some notes and certificates of participation we issued last year as opposed to this year. But also, we were having to cover our federal fund balances a lot more this year. We've not received the revenue as of January for a lot of our federal funds. They're kind of doing that in stages this year. So that would make those revenues not quite as high as they have in the past. For our expenditures, our general fund expenditures are $117,095,499. We are down. We're up. Up slightly a little bit. And I think I did that little arrow the opposite. We were up just slightly. Last year was $115,734,324. 1.2% is actually probably lower than we expected, especially with the teacher increase in pay. Just in general, it's going to put us up a little bit more than that. So we're holding where we need to be. All funds expenditures are $145,893,041 as compared to last year at $139,108,627. We are up over all expenditures for 5%, but a good bit of that is the construction money that was held over from last year that we're getting in this year that we're using up. So that was totally expected.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the statement of revenue and expenditures for January 2018.
I have a recommendation to accept the statement of revenue and expenditures for January 2018. Do I have this in a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Statement of cash flow, January 2018, Ms. Graves.
Okay, our balance as of the end of January in our district maintenance cash balance, which is our main operating account, is $74,529,960. That does include the invested balance of $26,827,988. And our overall balances in all accounts is $106,955,199. So the district maintenance account makes up about 70% of that balance.
Thank you, sir.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the statement of cash flow for January 2018.
I have a recommendation to accept the statement of cash flow, January 2018. Do I have this as a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions?
But Ms. Graves, you're still pleased with our investment account?
We are,
Returns.
it's trending a little bit slower, but that was expected based on what the market's kind of doing, which doesn't affect us a whole lot, but we're still way ahead of anything we ever.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Combined balance sheet, January 2018, Ms. Graves.
Okay, the fund balance for all general funds for January is $79,177,030 compared to last year at $75,032,954. We're up by about 6%. Part of that is due to a little bit more in revenues, but a lot of that is some interfund loans that we were able to pay back to the district maintenance account from those other funds, from those federal funds as we have received them. So it's not that we got more revenue, it's just that more money has come back.
Recommendations.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the combined balance sheet for January 2018.
I have a recommendation to accept the combined balance sheet for January 2018. Do I have this as a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second? Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passed. Certification of bank reconciliation, January 2018, Ms. Graves.
All bank statements have been reconciled with no exceptions.
Your recommendations.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the certification of bank reconciliations for January 2018.
I have a recommendation to accept the certification of bank reconciliations for January 2018. Do I have this in a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, the motion passed. Personnel, Mr. Alexander.
Yes, ma'am. Personnel packet this evening, pages 1 and 2, recommendations. Page 3 and 4, personnel changes. Page 5 is licensed employee recommendations for assistant principals for the 18-19 school year. Page 6 is the proposal for principal supplements for the 18-19 school year. These numbers are taken from Power School, February 1st, 2018. We've done this the last several years, there's no changes there. $5 for every student in the school that exceeds 1,000 students, and then $100 for every percentage point that exceeds 50% for free and reduced lunch qualifiers. Pages 7 and 8 are breakdown for the 2018-19 principal supplements. This is less than $3,000. It would be difference from this year from last year. So it's pretty minute. And then page 9 is the following, is a proposal for assistant principal supplements for the 18-19 school year. These numbers also were taken from February 1st, 2018. The supplement for the assistant principal is based on 20% of what this principal supplement is for that school. And page 10 is a breakdown of that, and that's less than $1,000 difference from what was last year to this year. Page 11 is request for additional pay for title tutors for students who need after-school tutoring and summer tutoring for academic support at Lake Common Elementary School. They will begin on March the 6th and end on July 31st with a rate of pay of $27 per hour, with total hours to be worked at 228 total hours. Page 12 is a list of those employees' names to work for the after-school tutoring program. Page 13 is a request for additional pay for Ms. Griffith, who will work with the title tutors after school on homework, test-taking skills, and other remediations to help the students on their individual goals and needs. She would begin March 6th and end on 5/17/18, and she would work a total of 24 hours and be paid at a rate of $27 per hour. At this point, I need to stop and have those approved.
All right.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve personnel as presented.
I have a recommendation to accept the personnel as presented. Do I have this in a motion?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it, the motion passed.
And your final page is just an informational page that was the board approved and recommendations. Just want to point out the administrative change at DCAC. Dr. Ernest.
Thank you, sir. At this particular time, the first board meeting in the first of the month, we have comments from the public. If anyone wishes to present something that they want us to hear, come to the microphone right now. We have 3 minutes to address the board. All right. We have 3 people that would request to appear. Ms. Bartlett, are you, Bartley, okay, are you here? Okay. Yours is, you have a student matter that would be heard in the executive session. So we'll send Mr. Chase or someone out to get you. Brunt, all right, this is your a student matter also. You will be heard in the small boardroom. Someone will come out and get you. Parker, yes ma'am, this is, you have a student matter. We will hear you in the executive session. I need a consideration motion to go into executive session for 3 student issues, 1 litigation matter, and 1 contract. I have a motion. All in favor, say aye.